I'm just talking and not one mic is on. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the show. It's your boy, Pastor Will. We are back tonight. Happy July, happy Monday. Glad to be with you all tonight. It has been a great day. It's been a great month so far. This is the seventh month. We have passed the midway mark, and we are happy that God is keeping us. And we are excited about the season that we are in. And yes, I had a birthday yesterday. Yes, I did. I had a birthday yesterday and proud to say that yesterday I turned 49 years old, a whole doggone 49. Good Lord, have mercy. Whew. Some days I feel like it. Some days I look like it. Some days I don't. But praise God anyway. Hey, I'm excited. I'm happy about that. A lot of people don't live to be this age. So I embrace 49 years of life and I'm extremely glad about it. I'm just really, really in a grateful place to experience all that I have experienced in 49 years. I've done a lot, I've seen a lot, I've been a lot of places. And I'm excited because I know that God is not done yet with me. So I'm excited. I had a great birthday weekend. Um, I did something kind of low key Friday. My birthday was Sunday, but I celebrated the whole weekend. And I'm going to celebrate the rest of the month. I'm not going to celebrate the whole year like some people do, like my co-host, who either of them, they are not with me tonight. They both had prior engagements. We love them, Dr. Nancy and Miss Crystal. We certainly miss their presence tonight. But yeah, I'm just going to celebrate the month and be done. Now, next year, when I turn the big 50, I don't know. I don't know. We might have to do something. I already have a plan of what I'm going to do. Well, I know what I'm going to do, but I might be doing some extra stuff. But anyway, yeah, so I have turned 49, grateful to God for it. And, when you are a part of SDMI Church, we take birthdays pretty seriously around there. And when we go out to celebrate somebody's birthday, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be Pastor Ramona Hogan that's going to amp everybody up so they can sing happy birthday. I don't know why she loves it so much. I don't know why she's so excited about it. But she is, and she's going to make sure that we sing happy birthday. And Pastor Ramona is going to make sure that they put some kind of dessert on their table. And we did that. And Dr. Nancy was with me. Her and her husband, Martise, were with me Saturday morning for our breakfast with our church family. And it was time to sing happy birthday. Happy birthday. Now, Apostle RJ and Dr. Nancy have this thing, this going joke between the two of them, and it always makes us laugh about her singing. And we crack up every time, right? So it just so happens that Dr. Nancy was sitting 2 seats away from me when they started. Hey, Evangelist Tanya Cuffey, thank you so much. Dr. Nancy was sitting 2 seats away from me when we started the birthday song. And guess what? I want to share that with you tonight. Oh, at the end of this whole song, Dr. Nancy, you're gonna hear real good. So y'all watch this. Watch this. Hey, mama. Did you hear that? Happy birthday, dear. Oh man, Dr. Nancy Murphy, she did that. She did that. Oh my goodness. We had so much fun. Good evening, mommy. How you doing? Thank y'all for joining us tonight. We had a ball. We had a ball. So we appreciate everybody at SDMI Church who celebrated me on this weekend. Oh man, what a ball. And then y'all just really showed out yesterday. Y'all showed out yesterday. Because we're celebrating our 40th year uh, church anniversary and pastor's anniversary, 40th year ministry, right? So I walked in church yesterday and I saw the balloons and I saw Nita with cupcakes. I was like, oh, this is going to be fun. I'm thinking that we still celebrating. So that's what I'm thinking. We're still celebrating 40. I said, oh, this is great. So we going up and sing and cry and all that kind of stuff. And when worship team was done singing, I went and sat down, and Apostle Kurt and Apostle Linda got up, and Dr. Linda was like, yeah, so Pastor Will, it's your birthday. I'm like, well, yeah, it is. And she like, the balloons and stuff, it's for you. I'm like, whoa, what? So y'all, they got me real good. They got me really, really good yesterday. And I did not cry. Well, I had already cried during praise and worship, so that was enough. But with the surprise, I didn't cry. But I will be honest with you and tell you that I texted with her today, with Dr. Linda. I did text with her today. And she got me today, y'all. I was sitting at lunch just crying my eyes out. She got me. I tried to hold off, but she got me. So I'm appreciative. And I was talking with my mom, and I said that I cried tears of joy because let me tell you something. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you are in life, what your profession is. It's nice to be appreciated. It feels good when you know that someone appreciates you. So they not only said it, but they showed it, my apostles and my church. And I want you guys to know that I am grateful to you. So thank you for making this a wonderful, wonderful birthday, number 49. Boy, I can't wait to get to 50. And yes, I am excited about it. And I'm looking forward to it. And I cannot wait to get to it. All right. So we're going to see. We're going to see. All right. Anyway, I'm not going to be here long tonight, but I do want to share because I know that a lot of my viewers are fans of some of the Housewives shows. Thank you, Mom. Thank you. I do know that some of you guys do watch the Housewives shows on Bravo, and I believe that most of you watch either the Real Housewives of Atlanta or the Real Housewives of Potomac. Me personally, I watch just about all of them. I watch Atlanta, Potomac, Beverly Hills, Miami, New Jersey. I'm sure I'm leaving one of them out, or maybe two, but I watch just about all of them. And in my opinion, the Housewives of Atlanta has been, this is me, y'all, it's been kind of boring the past couple years. Nothing is happening this season except Candy just keep going off on everybody. But okay, thank you, Charlotte. New York and Salt Lake City. I definitely watched Salt Lake City. The new, I guess, phase of the Housewives of New York is coming out. I think it's this month. And it looks interesting. So they revamped it. So I'm going to check it out. But I think Atlanta's kind of boring, to be honest with you. However, in recent news, we have learned that the OG, Nene Leakes, is actually open to coming back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. She revealed that, and she left the Housewives of Atlanta after season 12. And if you have been watching, you know, let's be honest, it has not been the same since she has been gone. Now, they still have Candy, they still have Kenya, who I want to say they're kind of, you know, running the ball for the whole show. I think that. But I think that this show and the fans are missing people like Nene, Portia. I think even Kim Zolciak, or however you say her name, I think she even made an appearance on this past week or maybe coming up. But they were good. I agree. She made the show. Absolutely. I agree with that. They were good for that show. Now, Nene did an interview with TMZ where she admitted that she knew that her absence left a hole in the show. She asked whether the Housewives of Atlanta needed its OG member back on the show. And she said, watch this. She said, well, I would just say check the ratings. That should give you an answer. And if you know Nene, you know that was full 100% shade. But she said, I would come back for the fans because the fans are the ones that love me. They're the ones that love to see me in that position, and I would do anything for them. Now, this is all important because according to Us Weekly, Nene Leakes filed a lawsuit against Bravo and Andy Cohen over an alleged racist and hostile work environment. Therefore, it may be a while before she pops back up on the Housewives of Atlanta. But fans can always hope. Man, listen, I think that the lawsuit that she filed against Andy Cohen and Bravo, because the relationship was already damaged, but I think that that lawsuit really pushed them way apart. Hey, my friend is on here, Kawan. He says, I think I'm a professor on this topic. She's not returning. However, her absence speaks complete volume. Be careful not to lose your key player. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. Now, here's what I also thought about. My brother is on here, Pastor Greg Huggins Jr. Hey, man, here's what I think about that. I think that Nene and Andy personally have, I want to say, severed their relationship. But here's a thought. Here's a thought, Kawan, I want you to tell me, if you still here, tell me what you think about this. I said that if the network was smart, my apostles are on. Hey, Dr. Curtin, I just talked about y'all a few minutes ago before you came on. You're going to have to go back and watch. I said that, I said to myself that if the network was smart, because Nene said something that was key. She said, look at the ratings. And ratings equal money. And the ratings for this show are lower than they have been in a very long time. If this network was smart, they would try to salvage this relationship, bring her back to the show, pay her what she wants, because if you do, the ratings are going to go, they're going to skyrocket, and she wins, the network wins, the fans win. Now, that's true, Charlotte. That is true. And this is one of the things that she was alleging in this lawsuit, that some people, how can I do this? Some people can't get away with stuff that other folks get away with. And if we watch, she was right, which is probably why they settled out of court. But it's like they're almost enemies now, right? But what happens when two enemies come together to say, okay, I don't like you, you don't like me, but let's work this out so we both can get paid. I think that's what's going to happen. May not be the next season, but I think maybe 2-3 seasons, she might come back. We have to wait and see. All right, so stay tuned for that, you guys. Of course, again, we are grateful for apostles who are on with us now, Dr. Kurt and Dr. Linda. They showed out. Oh, Carlos King. Let me tell you, whoever gets her, she's going to make them a whole lot of money because she is made for TV. And whoever picks her up, they are going to get filthy rich because of her name, what she carries. So we'll see. We'll have to wait and see. Yep. But again, we want to just appreciate you guys for being here tonight. And I want to listen, I'm not going to be long because I don't have my co-host with me tonight. And I wanted to share something with you guys, if that's all right, just for a few minutes, because I saw a post today and I said, well, doggone, this is right on time because I wanted to share something with you guys tonight that was along these lines. Listen, my sister, everybody knows, my sister Ebony Ellis. I'm going to read this post that she made earlier this morning. She said, I'm too big for where I am. I need property and a team. God's going to do it, and I'll owe no man anything. That struck me right there. That kind of got me because I thought about that, and I wondered how many people feel like, you should be further along than where you are. Prophet Sheridan, or as my apostles will call you, little girl, hey, she's my friend and she's my favorite, and she celebrated with me on yesterday as well. How many people have you ever felt like, I should be further along than where I am? You kind of, I want to say you almost beat yourself up a little bit, because in life, sometimes if we're honest, sometimes, hey, Sister Marie, good to see you. If we're honest, sometimes we have not, in life, we haven't made the best decisions. Or sometimes we think that Atlas Sheridan, see, I knew somebody felt that way because I felt that way too. But Sheridan says, I feel, present tense, that way. We don't make the best decisions sometimes, and sometimes we do make the best decisions based on where we are in life. And it seems like either nothing comes from it or a very small harvest, I'll say, comes from it. And you like, God, there has got to be more, right? Robert Townsend, I ain't calling you no Robert. Hey, Bobby. You ain't got to call me Pastor Taylor either. Thank you so much. I'm just messing with you. Long time friend, Robert Townsend. Sometimes you feel like there's just gotta be more. I'm with you on Sheridan. Like, I'm with you, Sheridan, on that. It's like, come on, man. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm doing everything I think I'm supposed to be doing. I'm trying to give right. I'm trying to live right. I try to treat folks right. Of course, you don't follow every letter of the Bible, right? None of us do. The Bible is clear on that. All have sinned and come short of the glory of God, but he's gracious. He's merciful. He forgives us, gives us another chance. But we try our best to live according to how, he thinks that we should live. Elder Corey Bursey, the sharp-dressed man. Hey, sir, thank you for joining us tonight. But it seems like sometimes, and let's just be honest for a few minutes, I'm not going to be long. It seems like the better you try to live, the worse things get sometimes, or you don't. It seems like you're not reaping the benefits of living a dedicated life, if that makes any sense. And it's like, wait now, I'm doing this. I'm checking all these boxes, and I have really nothing to show for it sometimes. So yeah, you feel like you should be further along in life. You feel like I should be further along in my career. I should be further along in whatever. So, the one thing that I wanted to say, and again, this stemmed from my sister's post. Uh, the one thing I wanted to say to each of you tonight was that you have to understand times and seasons, because um, if you're a Christian, you believe the Bible, you believe God, everything that entails, you have to remember and understand that God works in times and seasons. Um, we humans, we have our calendar, our January, February, March, so forth and so on, right? That is chronological time. We live by chronological time. We live by what is called chronos. That's where we get the word chronological. It's a set order of time. It's the days of the week, the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's the months. It's the January 1st, January 2nd. Y'all understand what I'm saying? We live in the chronos. That is how we govern our lives in chronos. This is how we are able to tell times and seasons. Right now it's summertime. I know that about 5:05, 5:10, I know that the sun is going to come peeking through my blinds. It's morning time. It's time to get up, time to get ready for work. I know that about 9 o'clock in the evening, that sun is setting, it's going down, it's getting dark, it's time to get ready for bed or eat dinner or whatever. We are governed by chronos, by chronological time. It's July, it's the summer season. In a couple of months, it's going to get a little bit cooler. The leaves are going to start to turn brown and yellow and gold. It's going to be autumn. We are governed. We know what season it is by looking at the elements, by looking at nature. We are governed by chronological time. We live in time. We live in seasons. We have 4 natural seasons. But with God, he's not bound by our calendar. He's not bound by our seasons. So what I'm saying is, if you feel like you are not where you are supposed to be, for some of you, I'm going to say this because I know you've been waiting, and you can take this prophetically if you would like to. It may be your time, but not your turn. Get that? It may be your time, but it may not be your turn. Let me say this as simply as I can. Have you ever made an appointment, a doctor's appointment, a nail appointment, a hair appointment, and you get to your place where your appointment is at 1:00 p.m., right? You get there on time for your appointment, but you still end up waiting 15, 30, 45 minutes before the doctor or the nail tech or the barber or the hairstyle, before they see you. You arrived at the right time, but they were still working on somebody else. So it wasn't your turn yet. You got me? Make sense? Uh-huh. All right. I believe that's how it is spiritually. I think that because God has already ordained and ordered our steps, I believe that for some of you, it is right now your time. It is indeed your season, but God is saying, red light, wait a minute, you're in the right season. It's your time, but it's not your turn yet. It's somebody else's turn. Now, if that be the case, here's what I want you to do. I want you to have courage. I want you to be patient. I want you to learn how to wait, because many of us, I believe that we get to our destined time and we are so impatient. We're tired of waiting that we give up right when you're at the brink of where you need to be, because you don't recognize that I'm on time. I arrived on time. But he may be dealing with somebody else. Yes, he's God. He's all powerful. He can deal with you, them, her, him at the same time. Understood. Got that. But if it's not your turn, wait. The little girls that used to jump double dutch, they used to jump rope. And it was one person at a time. You got one on one end turning, you got one on the other end turning, and you got one girl that jumped in the rope and just jumps away. It's her turn. So when she jumps in, it's her time, it's her turn. And some of us are there right now. I know it's my time, but I still don't see the blessing. I don't see the promises being fulfilled. I hear God saying it's my time, but when is it my turn? I need to see promises manifested in my life. I want to encourage you to wait, but I've been waiting. Well, keep waiting. It's at restaurants, it's the server's job. That's what they do. They wait on people. That's all they do. They wait on people. And eventually they bring out what you want, what you have ordered. That's how it is with God. That's how we have to do with God. We have to wait, be faithful, be persistent, right? Be consistent and wait until he's ready to bring out the promises that he made to us. That's when you know it's your turn. When you start seeing the things of God manifest in your life, the promises of God manifest in your life that you've been waiting on. Some have been waiting for years and years that on promises that God made you. What does that mean? That doesn't mean that he's forgotten what he said to you. That doesn't mean that he has amnesia. The Bible says that God is not slack or slow concerning his promises. Remember, we operate on chronos. God doesn't operate on our time. He operates in kairos. One day to him is as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is as one day. That's what the Bible says. We have to understand times and seasons and know that it may be your time, but not your turn. But if I was in church right now, I would tell you to touch your neighbor and tell them your turn is coming. Your turn. But since we're not in church, type that in the comments. My turn is coming. Yes, it is. Your turn is coming. It is coming. It's coming. You just got to learn to be patient. You got to learn to be patient. So we wonder, when is it going to be my turn? When is it going to be my turn? I want this. I want this. I want this. I give. I sow. I pray. I go to church. I do all this stuff. When is it going to be my turn? And then, watch this. And then we see people who are not doing a quarter of the stuff that we're doing while we're waiting on our turn. And it looks like they're getting blessed like crazy. Yep. Yeah. And some of them, if we can be honest, some of them don't even go to church. Some of them ain't thinking about God, ain't studying God, ain't thinking about no church, no pastor, no none of that. And it seems like they are getting everything that we want, right? Look, there's nothing new under the sun. David, the psalmist David, in Psalm 73, I'm going to read a little bit of it. Psalm 73, I want you to know that you are right to feel that way. You right to feel that way. They cussing and drinking and fighting and shooting and all this stuff. And they got 40, 50, $60,000 in the bank, and you still living paycheck by paycheck. And you giving, you tithing, you doing all you can. And David, in Psalm 73, David had an attitude. He was upset. He was upset because those people that don't even know God were prospering more than him and better than him. Let me read a little bit of this to you. Psalm 73, David starts with the praise. He said, truly God is good to Israel, to those whose hearts are pure. But in the second verse, he just got real. He said, but as for me, I almost lost my footing. My feet were slipping and I was almost gone. Watch this. Because I envied the proud when I saw them prosper despite their wickedness. He said these wicked folks living like hell, but it looks like heaven is blessing them. David said, my foot almost slipped. I almost let go. I almost gave up. I almost said enough with this church stuff. Oh, right. I done had enough of this church stuff because what am I doing all of this for? And I was doing better when I was in the world. I need you to know, number one, that's a trick. That's a trick from the enemy. But if we honest, this is the self-checkout show where we take an honest look at what's in our hearts, minds, and spirits. Sometimes it feels that way. I'm doing everything I know how to do. But they are prospering. David said, my foot, I almost gave up. He goes on to say, they seem to live such painless lives. Their bodies are healthy and strong. They don't have troubles like other people. They're not plagued with problems like everybody else. He goes on and on and on to say why he has an attitude about people prospering and he's not. Now, let's be honest. David was king. David was rich. He was wealthy. Yet he still has a valid point. Because David, he did all that he had to do in his kingship, even though he was anointed king when he was a kid, right? But haven't you felt that way? Like, I'm doing everything I know how to do. I don't know what else to do. But it seems like what I want, they're getting, and I'm not getting it. It looks like somebody else is getting my promise. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. It looks like somebody, hey, Sister Stella, hey, Minister Kimmy, it looks like somebody else is getting the promise that he promised me. David said, I'm watching these folks prosper, but I'm the one going to church. I'm watching them prosper, but I'm the one with my hands lifted. I'm watching them prosper, but I'm the one reading and praying. Oh, come on. I felt that way before. Look, in verse 13, he says, did I keep my heart pure for nothing? Did I keep myself innocent for no reason? I get trouble all day long. Every morning, when I think about it, every morning brings me pain. David had some straight up real feelings. He had an attitude because it looked like the promise that I'm waiting on, I'm not getting it. It seems like I'm not getting it. It seems like everybody else is getting the promise that I feel like I should have. But David said, as he kept going, he said in verse 21, he said, then I realized that my heart was bitter and I was torn up inside. I was so foolish and ignorant. I must have seemed like a senseless animal to you, God. Right? But if I back up a little bit, David said He said, I'm mad because it seems like the wicked are prospering more than me and better than me. And it seems like they're getting the stuff that I'm supposed to have. He said, but they're wicked. And he said, I remembered their end. So David said, I got a little attitude here, but let me pipe down a little bit because I know that when it's all over, they're going to hell because they don't know God. Okay, here we go. So you can have all the stuff, you can have all the money, you can have all the fame, all the fortune, the big houses, the fancy cars. But what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? So David said, I feel a little silly right now because while I'm complaining about them, I have to remember what their end is going to be and what my end is going to be. And not only my end, but when the time is right. When the time is right. When it becomes my time and my turn, I know that the promises of God are going to be made manifest in my life. So David had to pipe down. He had to pipe down a little bit. He had to pipe down and remember who God was in his life. And I want you tonight to remember, see, you can't compare yourself to what the next person has because you will always mess yourself up. You will always lose hope. You will lose your joy. You will lose sleep. Come on, you'll lose happiness because you're watching what somebody else got. No, you need to stay focused on what you're doing. You need to stay focused on what God told you to do. You need to stay focused on your journey, yours. If you're driving in a car and all you do is look to your left while you're driving forward, you're going to tear something up. You're going to hurt somebody, hurt yourself. You're going to destroy some stuff because you are not focused on where you are going. David said, I had lost focus for a bit in Psalm 73 because I was watching everybody else get blessed and I felt like it was my turn. Oh boy. He said, but I remembered their end. I remembered that they were going to come to destruction, but I know that God is going to bless me just like he promised, right? So we have to feel like that. We have to get that mentality. I know it's taken a long time. I know it feels like you should have had it, but remember, Kairos, God doesn't operate in our time. He operates in his own time, and we have to understand times and seasons. Now, the last thing I want to share with you, and I'm getting out of here, is for those of you who are still, and that's many of us, who are still waiting. You're waiting for the prophecy to come to pass. You're waiting for the promises to manifest. Isaiah 60:22 in the New Living Translation. This is talking about God. This chapter is talking about God favoring Jerusalem. You have to read the whole chapter to understand. This is, you know, that song, well, you may not know it, but SDMI knows it. That song that Pastor John sings, rise and shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord shines upon you, rises upon you, whatever it says. I know it when I sing it. That song, that's where that song comes from. It comes from Isaiah chapter 60. If you read that, you'll see it. But in the latter part of this chapter, God is using the prophet Isaiah to prophesy to the people of Jerusalem. And he says, the smallest family will become 1,000 people, and the tiniest group will become a mighty nation. So this is the part I want to get to. For those of you who are waiting, for those of you who are wondering, for those of you who are experiencing the anxiety of wondering and waiting, when it's going to happen for me? And that's a valid question. Okay, God, when is it going to happen for me? I see it happening for others. When is it going to happen for me? Well, here is your answer tonight. At the right time, This is God himself speaking. This is not the prophet. This is God saying this. God said, at the right time, I, the Lord, will make it happen. That's good news, y'all. So I hope that right there strengthens your faith. I hope that encourages you to hold on a little while longer. At the right time, the Lord said, I'm going to do it myself. So can't nobody else get glory from this. Not you, not nobody else. He said, at the right time, I, the Lord, will make it happen. Why is that important? Why did he have to say his own name? Why? Let me tell you why. That word, that title, Lord, signifies that he, God, is in control. He is Lord. He is in control of your life, my life. He is in control of everything. So he says, I, the one who controls it all, at the right time, I'm the one that's going to make it happen. Because nobody else can do it. I need you to remember that. Nobody else can do. And that, I believe, that's what some of you are right now. You're in a holding pattern. You're in a time crunch where if the Lord, the one who is in control, does not come through, it's not going to happen. But he said in this verse, Isaiah 60:22, the New Living Translation, when the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. And I'm telling you, I prophesy to you tonight that soon the tables are going to turn in your favor. The tables are going to turn in your favor because it's about time. I remember that song Beverly Crawford sang, it's about time for a miracle. It's about time for a miracle. It's about time for your miracle. And I, the Lord, he said, it's about time. And when it's time, I'm going to do it. He says, I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to make it happen. And when God does it, he does it right. He does it good. And nothing is incomplete when he does it. Nothing is missing when he does it. Nothing is lacking when he does it. Huh? So people, be encouraged. Be encouraged no matter where you are in life. It may be your time, but it's not your turn yet. But when the time is right, you may be looking at other people prospering. You may be looking at how the wicked is prospering. Psalm 73, David said, I was watching them fools prosper. He said, but I thought about it. I remembered something. They don't belong to God. I do. And their end is destruction, but mine is life and peace and joy. Not in heaven. I'm talking about here on earth. But it's when the Lord himself, he said, I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to make it happen. Thank you, apostles. I see your comment. Thank you so much. Amen. Everybody, yeah, let's give tonight. Let's do that. I typically don't ask, but let's do it. Let's give tonight. I hope that you were blessed. It was a real quick message, a quick word, a quick piece of encouragement and inspiration to you. Don't be discouraged, guys. Don't be discouraged because it seems like you don't have everything you need right now. You don't have everything you want right now because you actually do have everything you need. Some things we don't have what we want. But look at your life day by day. You have everything that you need. Yeah, you have some bad days. We all have some bad days. But look, I heard Steve Harvey say one time, if you look back over your life, you have survived 100% of every bad day you've ever had. But I'm telling you, joy is coming. I need you to believe that. Joy is coming. And when is it coming? At the right time. I, the Lord, he said, I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to make it happen. It's going to be something good. It's going to be something new. You got to remember, God is always doing new things. Huh? He's always doing new things. And I believe that he has something new in store for you and for I. So be encouraged. Don't give up. Don't let go, no matter how it looks. I'm telling you that sooner or later, and I believe it's sooner than later, those tables are going to turn in your favor, and God's going to make it happen for you, and you will experience again the joy of the Lord. Do not allow your current predicament, your current situation to dictate how you feel in a day. No, you have to remember that scripture, read it tomorrow. When the time is right, you have to know that it's coming. Because if God promised it, he cannot go back on his word. He can't lie. So if he promised a turnaround, I'm telling you, it's coming to pass. You have to learn how to sit and wait, worship while you wait. Come on, praise while you wait. But we got to learn how to wait, because the Bible declares that they that wait upon the Lord, it's that one that he shall renew their strength. Huh? That's what the Bible declares. So we want to, again, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I want everybody that can, I don't care what size the gift is, large or small, if you want to sow into this ministry, sow into this word, or if you just simply want to be a blessing to this bald-headed boy for his birthday, then by all means, you can do that. The Cash App is on the screen. We do have one, and one only that one Cash App. If you have other ways to do that, then by all means, you can Venmo, you can Apple Pay, you can PayPal. But I appreciate every single solitary thing that you guys have done. And I have to make mention one more time, guys. I can't say it enough. A special thanks to my leaders, my apostles, Drs. Kurt and Linda Stennis, and the entire SDMI church family. Pastor Troy Thomas, thank you so much, sir. I appreciate you. I cannot express enough gratitude toward my church yesterday. They really, I was surprised all day. I mean, they did it big. And I am so grateful. I told, when we first came on the show, I told them, Apostle Kurt and Apostle Linda, I told them that I didn't cry yesterday during when I was surprised, I received the surprise that you guys had. I said, but today around lunchtime, when I was texting with Dr. Linda, it just really brought tears to my eyes. And I cannot thank you guys enough. So everybody, get a seed in tonight. To do it tonight. Don't wait. Get it tonight. Get it in tonight. If you need to reach out to me for a Zelle or anything like that, you can do that too. So I just want to make sure everybody sows. And tonight, don't forget, guys, and we're gone. Don't forget that number one, you have to hold on, because remember, it may be your time, but it may not be your turn yet. So be patient. Number one, be patient. It may be your time, but not your turn. Number two, stop comparing yourself to those people that don't know God. Stop comparing yourself to the likes of these basketball players, the sports athletes, and the Kardashians, and all of them on these TV shows stuff. Stop comparing yourself to them, because you don't live a lavish life like they live. You have something. Read Psalm 73. You have something many of them don't have. You have God. And finally, because you do have God, when is he going to turn it around for you? Isaiah 60:22. He said, when the time is right, I'm going to do it myself, and I'm going to do it big. He said, I, the Lord, will make it happen. All right. So you guys, please Get your seed in tonight. Be a blessing to the ministry. Be a blessing to me for my birthday. If you would like to do that, we certainly appreciate it. I thank you all for tuning in tonight. We'll be back next week, and I'll have my girls back with me. I just needed to share this a piece of prophetic and encouraging word to you guys tonight. So I hope you take it, and if you need to replay it, replay it. But whatever you do, hold on. Your turnaround is coming. All right. I love you guys. Have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you back next Monday night at 7 p.m. Good night, everybody.